The red wine spit test is simple. Hold red wine in your mouth for a minute or two, rinse a bit and spit out the wine in a dish. You will see dark, red, jelly-like clumps. Why are we looking at this? It sure isn't pretty. Because when you do the test, you will have the same results. Everybody who has done the test so far produces the dark red fibrous clumps, so we suspect this is a worldwide issue. When you throw pure alcohol at these things, they start to move. I'm showing you this footage first, because when we will look at the microscopy footage, the fibers will look like plastic fibers. And I know skeptics will say that, oh, they are just microplastics, but normal plastic does not move when you throw alcohol at it. This is not what you expect from anything in wine. It's pretty crazy. This is a pretty large blob and it's really like dancing around. It looks like the concentrated alcohol to the right of the blob is burning it somehow. We will now look at the USB microscope recordings. The next scenes are of this dish. It's diluted, it has a few of the clumps, and we then zoom in on a bigger clump like this one. It's pretty big. It's a bunch of fibers that are wrapped up together and tangled. And even so, like here you can see pretty clearly that it's fibers. Here you see one fiber and here you see another. And when you zoom in, it's actually many smaller fibers. Then we have this clump here and it's all packed together. Even the air bubbles around it. It might be the most normal thing ever, but they don't strike me as very organic. It looks so organized. And then when we zoom in, it looks really strange. So here we see a lot of things going on and there. I would not say you can clearly see that it's fibers inside. That will become clear a little later. So let's play it for a while so that you can see the different light reflections and stuff like that. We have isolated one of these clumps. It's pretty zoomed out at the moment, but you can see it from here that there is a thick fiber here. This is a fiber. Let's move on. So here is the thicker fiber that we could see from far, but here we see a white fiber too. And here's one. And here is one. This is very clearly a white fiber. And it's maybe not so clear, but in all likelihood, here is running one and here. Okay, let's move on a little bit. So the thread of the white fiber is going like this. And then you have these reflections on the upper part of the construct. It almost looks like some sort of mountain ridge. So that fiber is going along. And then here there is some entanglement going on. We all know what an air bubble normally looks like. It's round. It's like a dome. It's more or less a ball, except where it touches the surface. And then we have this thing. It's not round. It has like this arbitrary shape. Here it has a white fiber skeleton construct. Here I see a fiber going, continuing the long thread. Here around. This is one of those blobs where we started out. When we were looking at it before, it was not particularly clear that there were fibers inside. And in these video segments it becomes clear. And here you can already see one. When you pull it apart, it becomes obvious that there are a lot of white fibers inside. Here you see also branches here. Finally, for the red wine spit test, this video clip demonstrates how strong these fibers are. These are larger clumps of fibers in water, and when you shake it, they stay together. I was doing my utmost best to have them separate from the shaking, and none of the clumps released. Even the thinner connections, they just hold. We can have like maybe discussion, like maybe it's in the wine and it gets triggered in the mouth through the saliva and the warmth. Could be. I think this really comes from the mouth, from the gum. I got to know about this topic from Gwen Scott. She's dead now, but she had more gallons and she discovered this and she said this comes from the gum. After having done it, having the experience, I'm compelled to think the same. And as far as I know, I do not have Morgellons disease. But in reality, everybody has Morgellons. The air we breathe is saturated with this stuff. Nobody can hide from that. Everybody is breathing, everybody is eating and drinking. That's why this is such an important topic. This is red wine. It came straight from the bottle and I let it dry out. A lot of those white things, they look like rice somewhat. Obvious fiber. This is quite remarkable, I think. This fractal crystallization. I had a very skeptical friend with me and he said it could be normal. Red wine, it's very sugary, right? There's a lot of sugars in wine. And sugar does crystallize. I do not know if this is normal sugar behavior or not. These type of formations we also see in microscopy of COVID-19 vaccines.